Over the years, experts have expressed concerns about the welfare of media practitioners in Uganda, observing that many journalists are poorly paid and not compensated for extra hours. In his speech during the commemoration of World Press Day, ICT Minister Dr. Baryomunsi stressed that as government, they are to engage media owners, majority of who run media houses, about journalists' salaries.
And maybe this compromises their professionalism, their integrity, and that could explain why sometimes some of the practitioners write false stories, write blackmail, malicious stories, which sometimes can put them in collision with the law. And it's an area which we need to work on so that we improve the welfare of our journalists. And our appeal is to our journalists to always to stick to the ethics and the professional conduct required, and also to ensure that they are patriotic in reporting.
Moses Watasa, the Commissioner for Communication at the Ministry of ICT, said they are working with stakeholders like Uganda Media Sector Working Group on the terms and conditions set before hiring journalists.
We are going to develop a system which eases access to facts and figures about government policies, priorities, projects, such that if you are an editor, let's say for UBC, and we assure you are an editor, then you can have access codes to easily access current information about programs. But even ourselves, that system is going to make it easy for us to upload information. For example, we are going into the manifesto week next week, which starts on 12th. So by now, or in the few days leading to then, we should have uploaded all the information so that if you are UBC, you can easily download and do your good stories, news stories, features, background material. All of this we are going to load on the ICT-enabled system once we complete the developing of the same.
Viola Ajok, the senior program manager at the American Bar Association, explained that some journalists are not paid. Some still take bribes and do not follow up their cases whenever someone tries to represent them in courts of law.
Journalists are not being facilitated well. That is true. But the issue that many journalists face, that when they are maybe beaten or their equipment is stolen and then you have someone representing them, they never follow up these cases. And when they are lucky and they get someone to represent them, many journalists would rather take the short way out and maybe get paid. Because of course, our court system, you might have work to do and then you're supposed to appear in court. The cases might take 2 to 3 years, and then you're scared you might not even get the money that you think you deserve. So of course, journalists will take whatever settlement is available and they will go with that because it's easier to get the money, and it's probably a lot more money than they are used to anyway.
Ajok explained that places of work have to some extent negatively influenced the freedom of journalists, especially those who start working without contracts, end up delivering unprofessional works. Parliament in February 2019 passed the minimum wage bill, but the president declined to assent to it, saying there were gaps in the Minimum Wages Advisory Board and the Wages Council Act that the bill sought to cure.
We've seen journalists being beaten. We have seen them losing their equipment. So we call upon government and law enforcement to respect the rights of journalists, because journalism and freedom of expression is very important in every democracy.
World Press Freedom has been commemorated under the theme Shaping a Future of Rights, Freedom of Expression as a Driver for All Other Human Rights. Sudat Kaye and Juman Samba, UBC News.